Hello and welcome back to other episode of our Experience Love Again after divorce, and we are in day 10 going strong. Look at all these beautiful experts just coming to say hi to all of you and give you more inspiration and more reasons why this event is for you and why is it so important for you to join. And again, I'm starting off with introductions. Dina Alexander. Dina, hello, hello, and just introduce yourself and tell us what you do in this beautiful world.
Hi, Irina. How are you? Yes, my name is Dina. I am from Aruba, a small dot on some world map because on others you don't see anything, but it's beautiful. so,
Yes.
I am a personal coach, a relationship coach. I am a sex coach, and I think it's very needed. So I do help a lot of interracial couples because we have a lot of culture here on the island, and there 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 comes some situation there are some situations they do come up when you have a partner that is not from your same culture, and so that's what I do.
I love it. Thank you so much. Sylvia, can you please introduce yourself and say a couple of words about yourself?
Yes, I'm Sylvia Stauffer-Neff. I'm a relationship success coach and trained leadership coach. And I support singles and couples who struggle in their relationship, or they have left the relationship and they struggle, right? Because it's such a challenge after divorce to make it, to find the power again, to continue to date again if you want to date. But my main focus is teaching people the relationship skills, and I now call it self leadership. With those skills, we are in charge of our emotions, our life, our marriage, or the new relationship. That's my commitment.
I love self leadership. This is super powerful. I love it so much. Thanks so much, Sylvia. Gemma, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in this beautiful world?
Thank you so much for having me again. So yes, I am Gemma Serenity Gorokhoff, and I'm victorious over 15 years of domestic violence, beaten, put down, raped, almost killed twice by strangulation. And what I did is to transform this experience, to ignite my purpose, which is to empower women to be unstoppable, magnetic person attracting love and money in their lives. So I do that through online courses, through podcasts, through speaking, through books, through all kind of venue out there, reaching 100 million women in the world. It's not a lot when you compare that to 350 million person in the United States. So just a third, that would be good. But basically in
Awesome.
the entire world, because the online course are translated in every language possible out there. So any people can benefit from it.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Bruno, can you tell about yourself?
Yes, so my name is Bruno. I guide successful women to escape the dungeons of burnout and guilt by prioritizing themselves and honoring their ambition and honoring their inner peace through awareness, through embodiment, and through unconditional love.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So let's just talk a little bit about the event. Why is this so important for people? Like, what exactly is the benefit for people to join? Dina, we'll start from you.
Yes, I've been doing these lives a lot, so every time coming up with, with another reason why it's good for me. It's very good for me because I bring it home, and I need to think, why would I sign up for such an event? Every time I go live with these experts. I get to know them a little bit more. I would love to know more about Gemma, about Sylvia, about Bruno. So I think by signing up today, you'll get to know at least the coaches coming up, and you'll get to know us eventually, and you can still make a decision whether you can step out of wherever you're stuck in, and because you get that click with one of us. So that's the reason why you should to search for that click.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Why do you think people want to join us?
Why? I think when people are struggling, they really don't want to reach out. They're so scared. And it's hard to find someone to reach out to. So this is a perfect opportunity. It doesn't cost you anything. And you get to see us every day and talk about these most urgent topics. They're urgent, expensive pains, right? If we don't resolve these issues, we continue suffering.
I love it.
Right. So if we just push it ahead, we're not resolving it. So this here is such an easy way to participate. You can listen to the recordings, and I listen to them, and there are amazing contributions from so many different coaches and healers, right? That's why people should come and listen.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And by the way, today is your interview is for the view for everybody who registered. And if you are not part of it, this is your perfect chance. And tell a little bit what that interview is all about.
So in my interview, I share about my pain, I think, at the beginning, right? I share about my 7 years of healing, of being lost. And I heard the word today, exhausted. Women are exhausted, right? From the stress. And we're doing it to ourselves. I did it to myself. It took me 7 years. So in my interview, I talk about how you can find a sure path, a fast path to healing that, and then finding love again, because you need to heal it first. And before you can find love again, you need to know who you are, what's important to you. And my gift talks about the values. You need to study core values. You need to know who you are and who you want in your life. And I'm talking about that. And when you know that, he will show up or she will show up.
Yeah.
Because you're now clear and shining and powerful.
Love it, love it, love it. Gemma, what do you think? Why is it important for people to join our event?
I think that finding back hope, imagining that it's possible, opening up your mind to the possibility to love again after being divorced, after having experienced a failed marriage for whatever reason it was, and to try to mend your heart and to give it another try. Because when you just stay on your failure or your feeling of failure because you did not succeed in your marriage, you can actually stay stuck in the same pattern over and over again. And by joining this masterclass series, you will actually open up your mind to the possibility of understanding, okay, it's about self-love, it's about being love, so that you can actually not only love again, but let someone love you again.
I love it. Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Bruno. Why do you think it's for the people? What is there something that they can learn with us?
Yeah. So, well, you can learn how to, let's say, so for example, obviously you're either going through, maybe it's the first time, maybe it's your second or your third, maybe you're thinking of having a divorce, maybe you already got one, whatever it is that you are going through. And if you still don't have the answers, well, this is a place where you can find those answers. And I say this, and I want you to pay attention to this, because sometimes um, when we know something, we know it, but when somebody tells us that, it makes the entire difference, right? Because it's like, you know that, for example, like if you go into a place and you see a beautiful event with beautiful speakers, you're like, okay, like seems appealing to the eye, okay, let me see if it's also appealing to the mind. Let me see if it's good, right? It's good. There's a possibility to be good, because there's a possibility you're going to find some answers, but you still don't register. Sometimes what we need is a push from people inside of the event to say, you have your answers here. Don't forget, right? Don't forget that you have your answers, right? It's not enough to acknowledge that you need the help. You got to register, right? And you got to attend. And it's not supposed to be enduring, or it's not supposed to be painful, This is not supposed to be, come on, wake up. Mathematics at 8 a.m. We don't even want to have that. No, like it's not supposed, it's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to, just be fun, right? Remember, it's always the journey that counts. And like right now, you're in the journey, right? So just register for loads of things, right? You're always growing, even if
Yes.
it feels painful. I'm going to say a quote that I've been seeing more and more and more and more and more. Sometimes the journey to hell feels like heaven, and sometimes the journey to heaven feels like hell. And right now you're in the journey to heaven. That's why you're in hell. But it's temporary anyways, because after you watch this, you will most certainly be way more closer to heaven than to the hell you feel like you are in right now. Because in 28 speakers, there's so many things we touch on. We touch on fitness, we touch on emotions, we touch on spirituality, we touch on gratitude, we touch on sexuality, right? Like, you can come out of this summit with tools to be like a complete woman at all levels, because of the tools we're giving you, right? You don't know how important it is until you try it. So we invite you to try it.
Awesome. And you know what you mentioned about the journey? We are all on our journey, right? So there is no such a thing as we are done, as we are perfect, as we are complete. The idea is that we are all on our journey, and it's great to be among the people who are supporting you, the people who are accepting you, the people who are loving you. So the support of the community is phenomenal in this kind of way. And it's just to say that during the events like that, because when we are all gathering together as collective, that's where the shifts of energy happening, that's where the breakthroughs are happening. That's why it's so important to attend these kind of events, because something is going to click. And like we were talking about, whether you're listening to that interview and something just like, oh my God, I just got the insight, oh my God, now I know exactly what I'm going to do, right? Because this is the whole purpose of these events, to open up our consciousness and start noticing things that were not in our awareness before. And I just know from my own personal experience, let's share a little bit about attending other events. Like for me, attending the event always had a great breakthrough, because I saw how things started to speed up for me, and how I started to unfold everything in my life, and how I started to actually understand everything what I'm going through, and how to tackle it, and what are the action steps for me to take. This is the beauty of being a part of the event. Dina, how about you, when you were part of any other event, any personal, just personal view? What do you think about it?
I do believe that we are, if you're living, you're evolving. You need to have the right tools to help you evolve. So I do believe I'm a believer in continuous education, being open for new things, for changes. Even water becomes green when you keep it still. So I do believe that you need to be open to something new, and be open to let the old one go, because and grateful because it helped you to reach a next level. So that's how I see it. That's how I do it.
Mhm. Awesome. Love it. Sylvia, how about you?
I have really learned a lot in this summit.
Mhm.
So we are 20 wonderful people and so many different ways of healing or moving forward or growing, evolving. And I'm just very inspired. It's the community here that has a much greater impact than just one alone. If I spoke alone, it would be just one person, but we have had so many speakers now, and the impact, I know the impact is enormous.
Yes, beautiful. Gemma, how about you?
Every time I give myself the gift of learning, expanding my mind, accepting that there are other perspectives, discovering other way of saying the same things but with different words. As an example, I just heard Bruno mentioning that quote and I was listening to it. Yes, indeed. Sometimes the path to hell goes through heaven, and sometimes the path to heaven goes through hell, like pondering that quote. I mean, just because today I came on, I was able to hear that and to have another awareness. So thank you for that. And that kind of experience, you have it only when you expose yourself to other people's perspective. Through a summit or a masterclass series like this one, it's pretty amazing because you can listen to it anytime throughout the 24 hours of the day it is live, as well as at the end. So just register. That's the first thing you can do for yourself. And then pick and choose the ones that talk to you.
Awesome, beautiful. Thank you so much, Bruno. What do you think? What do these events give to you?
Well, first of all, Gemma, thank you. It's very true. And thank you to everybody as well. Um, yeah, I mean, these events, like they give us a lot. They give us a lot of insights. Again, I'll touch it back based on what I said, which was we don't really know until we try it, right? Because one thing is assuming it, another thing is having knowledge of it, and another thing is you're not assuming anything anymore because you're practicing the knowledge now that you have, right? So we only really run on empty if we really want to, right? Um, and so another thing that this gives you is that you're not really running on empty, right? Because not only you're getting the experience of people who have already done this. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm divorced. Like I'm too young to be divorced. Look at my face. But like, but my parents were divorced, right? I, for instance, one of the things that I immediately thought about, like when Irina presented me this opportunity, was like, you know what, like I'm obviously gonna talk about self love, but I'm also going to give a side of how kids feel about it, because when I experienced it on the sidelines, I was a kid myself, right? So we're all creative in our own way, right? And you can absolutely expect that creativity for each and one of us, because that's also the job of the coach, right? We're always trying to make the best effort that we can to, like Gemma said, search for new ways of saying the same thing through different words, not only for our own, like love, pleasure, knowledge, understanding, but also when we talk them, when we say them, people go like, okay, like wow, like like That's powerful. Like that's something else, right? Because you're touching the person's heart and you're touching their mind. And that's the thing, is like all the emails and all the messages that the experts have received from people already saying thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. We touched their hearts, we touched their minds because of the ways we said things, because of what we done, right? And so we're inviting you now, right? Which you still have time, right? To watch a bunch of them, right? And to stay until the end. So yes, that's what you get. You get our creative side, you get our emotional side, you get our empathy, you also get our sympathy, you get our understanding, you get our tips, you get all of us, right? And that's something that money can't buy, because when was the last time you got everything from somebody, especially the ones right? Which majority of people is never, because unfortunately, but fortunately, depending on how you see it, it's usually strangers that surprise you the most. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. So I want to walk around and just talk about the one tip that you can give to the audience, for anybody who is watching us. One tip how to go from hurt to love. Just something that comes to your mind, something that you can share with the audience. What is one tip that you can give to everybody who is watching right now, Dina?
A tip. But
Mm-hmm.
say the question one more time.
What tip can you give how somebody can go from hurt to love?
Fantastico. So what comes to me at this moment is, if love is part of your life, if you see everything with love, everything, if you learn, you teach yourself that it's a practice, it's a lifestyle. And tantra use it, it's a lifestyle. Love everything in front of you, every cell of your body. If you learn how to live like that, it won't spare you from hurt, but it will help you to think that, hey, I need to start loving my what's in front of me, and trust that whatever is happening will eventually show you why it happened. There is a reason for everything. So I think it starts with a good practice about being in love 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Love it. Awesome.
what comes to me to mind now.
Yes. Sylvia, what is your thought? What is one tip that you would give the person? How can we transfer from hurt to love?
Yeah. So as a coach, I always look at where am I right now? So I'm suffering, I'm hurting, the pain, overwhelm, and where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? That's my advice. So that's the goal. So I want new love. I want a new man in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so to get there, we have to close that gap. And I say it's an intention, right? Get rid of being a victim. So the first thing is always poor me, right? That was me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of it. We in today's world, we have the power to learn. We can learn skills, and with the help of coaches and healers here, we can heal the pain. It needs to be healed, and then we can make that jump into the future. Like,
Love it.
yeah.
Hey, awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Gemma, how about you?
I would say take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. That breath is love alive. And the fact of coming back to your breath, you are coming back to love and you are letting go of the hurt. That's my one tip.
Love it. Thank you so much. Bruno, how about you?
Well, okay, one tip. Yeah, I mean, like I think like awareness is a great place to start. Like I guess like like because I think like I mean I fully believe in this because it happened with me, which was until I wasn't aware of the things I was doing. I mean, people could have told me that. I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever, fine, good for you. But like, I wouldn't understand. Like, I wasn't understanding. I remember, like, I wasn't understanding how important it was until it actually fell on me. And it didn't fall on me because I told people. It fell on me because I reflected about it, right? Um, I got my aha moments, as we usually call them, aha moments, right? Because I self-reflected on it, because I was aware of it, right? Um, and so, sometimes we're blind to things um, that's, sometimes we're not, people don't do it on purpose. What for some people may be easy to understand, for others is not, right? Um, and but I guess self-reflection is a great way to start, is a great tip. And the more you self-reflect on how things happened and how to not do the same thing, so the same bad experience doesn't repeat, you're just progressing. You're just progressing. Like, the more you're priming your brain to solve your problems, the more you're progressing in life, because the opposite of that is overthinking and dwelling on your problems, right? So I'm a big believer that we're always neutral, right? So we're always neutral. We stop being neutral when we make our choices, right? We're always neutral, and then we have our choices, and then we can choose to stay neutral, or we can choose to do certain things. Now, if you choose overthinking, you're only gonna get more of overthinking. Excuse me. But if you choose like self-reflection, you're gonna get more of self-reflection. If you choose problem solving, well, then you're saying to yourself, I want problem solving. This is what I'm looking for, right? Like, your brain will actually your brain will follow your lead. If you tell your brain, I want answers for this, your brain will like try to find a way to get those answers. If you go into the overthinking mode, your brain will just find more things to overthink about anyways. So, but yeah, being aware is very important. Just the fact that people are aware of how they feel and their thoughts, right? And they're able to catch themselves in the moment. Just that people are able to do that is already like a big, big, big deal, because majority of people
Mhm.
can, right?
Yep, love it. So for me, if I talk about from hurt to love, we always have the choice, right? We either choose to stay and feel hurt, or we choose to connect with love. And the more we give love to others, the more we receive that love. So that would be a tip from me. And everything stems from love. And love is very high in vibration, right? We know that when we are coming from love, when we love everybody regardless, right, of any actions that these people did, we just send them love, because again, knowing that that person did their best from their level of awareness. We can expect everybody to be as aware as us. We can't expect everybody to be as conscious as us. It takes practice, it takes work, but we are already on the level to understand and accept people for who they are, and don't feel that these people hurt us. Do not allow that hurt to actually get us, but choose love over that hurt. That would be my tip. All right, anybody wants to say anything else before we say goodbye for today? Well, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. It was amazing. And again, if you haven't registered yet, this is your sign from the universe. This is your message. Just register and give yourself that gift of knowing yourself better and understanding what stems from just a broken relationship to really attract that love that you are desiring, and for everybody to stay happy and continue living that beautiful love life, because we all want to have it. All right, have a beautiful day. Bye. See you tomorrow.